Good morning students. Today we are going to study chapter number 3 NCERT class 6 titled Motions of the Earth. Now in this chapter we are going to talk about two different motions of the earth, which is revolution and rotation, and how these two motions are impacted the seasons on our planet Earth. Now the first and foremost thing for understanding is that our earth is not standing straight, it is tilted. Now how do we understand that tilt of the earth? Now if you look at this picture here, this clearly shows that our earth is tilted. If you see this, now this is your orbital plane of our earth. Now if you see this, now if I draw a line here, this would be the line in the center, but our axis is this line because our earth is tilted. If I draw this circle, this would be a line here if I draw it in the circle, but because our earth is tilted, so this is our axis. Now this is the tilt of the earth, which is 23.5 degree. Why is it so? Because again you understand this, because if I use your mathematical skills, this is your 90-degree angle. This is the line which I will draw, okay, the vertical line from the orbital plane, but this is the actual axis of the earth. So this is our tilt of the earth, and this is 66.5 degree because this is our actually axis of the earth. So this is, and this is the orbital plane, so this angle is actually our 66.5 degree. So this is our angle of inclination, and this is our tilt of the earth. Our earth is tilted at 23.5 degree Celsius. Now if you calculate both these two, add these two, this will amount to 90 degree. I hope this is clear. The only thing you need to understand in this chapter is that our earth is tilted, it is not straight, and it is actually because of our tilt that seasons are occurring on our planet. Now see, this is our earth planet, and this is our north pole and this is our south pole, and this is the direction in which our planet moves. Now how our earth is receiving sun rays from the sun, that part is lit. Now over here, this is your angle of incidence. Here sun rays are falling directly in this picture, okay. And now if you see this, now the part which will get, like this part is day because it is receiving sunlight, and this part is night because it is not receiving sunlight. It is as simple as to understand. So this part day, if I divide the two, then I can draw a circle here, which is shown in red circle here. So that circle which divides day from night is called circle of illumination. Now see, this is sun shown here. This is axis of the earth. Now see, it is not straight. Our earth is tilted, which is very important for you to keep in mind while studying this chapter. This is our earth. So if I take the previous inclination diagram only, then I will draw a line here if I have to draw a vertical line. Okay, so this angle over here is our tilt angle of the earth, which is 23.5 degree. This line if I draw here, that will be our orbital plane line. So this angle would be 66.5 degree. So the axis makes an angle of 66.5 degree with the orbital plane, and the circle that divides the day from the night on the earth is called the circle of illumination. The earth receives light from the sun due to its spherical shape. So only half of it gets the light from the sun at a time. So if the earth is facing this part, the part of the earth which is facing the sun will get the light. So that part will be day. So earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. So the period of rotation is called earth day, and our earth day is equal to 24 hours. Now how do we calculate months of February? It is very interesting to know how the leap year is calculated with 29 days. Now generally we have 28 days in the month in our calendar annual calendar, but the leap year will have 29 days. Now how does it come to that, how does it add up to one extra day in the month of February? Because every year we have 365 days and 6 hours. Now this is 1 year, then the second year, then the third year, and then the fourth year. Now if you calculate all these 4 years, so this 6 hours will add up to 1 day, and after every fourth year we have this 1 day extra is added to to the month of February, which makes it 29th day in the month of February. Now coming to the rotation, the earth moves in two different ways, which is one is rotation, which is on its axis, and the other is revolution, which is around the sun. Now rotation is the earth's own movement on its own axis. This axis is the imaginary line that joins the North Pole with the South Pole, and the axis is tilted. This we have done. So this, when we are saying rotation, see, this is the rotation, and this is moon shown here, which we have paired with earth, because moon obviously orbits around the earth also, because it's a natural satellite of our planet. Now if the sun is here, first movement is the rotation, which is on its axis only. Sorry, this was the moon movement. The earth, this arrow is shown. This is the rotation, which earth is moving like this, and the other movement is of revolution, which this is revolution when the earth moves around the sun like this. So there's one movement which is like this, and the other is around the sun. So when it is moving on its axis, then it is rotation. This rotation causes day and night, and the revolution will cause season. Now what are the effects of rotation? Rotation causes day and night. The part of the earth which will receive the sun rays will have day. The part which will not receive the sun rays will have night time. Now coming to revolution, how much time our earth takes? The earth first of all revolves around the sun, and it takes around 365 and 1:4 days to complete one revolution, and this 1/4 is actually the 6 hours which we just calculated for the month of February. 1/4 means 24, the fourth part of 24 hours will be 6 hours only. Now coming to the revolution of the earth, this actually causes seasons. Now our 1 year is divided into basically 4 different seasons, which is summer, winter, spring, and autumn. Now seasons change due to change in the position of the earth around the sun. So this is how it is rotating. So it is actually the movement of the earth, the tilt of the earth. Actually, if our earth was not to be tilted, then we were not to have seasons. So it's very important, it's very good for us that our earth is tilted at its angle. So because of this tilt, we have seasons on earth. Now the areas which are near the poles, they receive less heat as the sun rays are slanting. Now if you see here, this is actually the position of the earth in the month of June and December, because the earth is revolving around the sun. So this is the position of the earth in the month of June, and this is in the position of earth in the month of December. So now this is your northern hemisphere and this is your southern hemisphere, and we'll just talk about 1 month at a time. Now because it is tilted, so obviously the sun rays will be received by this hemisphere more and not by this. So over here in the month of June, that is why northern hemisphere experiences summer season, because the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, henceforth receiving the sunlight. Now see, this is actually the importance of tilt of the earth. Had it been not tilted, then we were not to receive the season like this. Okay, only the one part would be receiving, and there would be no season at all, and this part is not getting. Now when the earth is revolving around the sun, now this is the southern hemisphere and this is the northern hemisphere. Because it's the northern hemisphere is not receiving sunlight directly, so this part is experiencing winter season here, and the southern hemisphere, this is north, this is south, The southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, so it is summer season in the south. So now you understand why the tilt is important. And now because of the tilt only, when it is Christmas in December in say India, in Europe, in US, the same Christmas is celebrated in the month of in summer season in Australia. Now again the same thing, it's more clearly shown. It is actually your axis which is and this is not straight, it is tilted. So this part which is away from the sun will not get it. Now this part is receiving direct sunlight, so this will have summer season. So the part which is inclined towards the sun will get the maximum heat. It is as simple as to understand any area which is receiving, any part of the earth which is receiving direct sunlight will have summer season. Which is not getting direct sunlight, that hemisphere will get winter season. Now what are solstice and what is equinox? Now solstice, again we have two solstice and we have two equinox on earth. Now solstice is one of the 2 days in the year when the sun is at the highest or lowest point in the sky. We are going to talk about in detail in the next slides. And equinox means from equal only, when the day and night are of the same length on the earth. Solstice means sun is like at one position only. Sol means sun, stis means it is stationed there for a long period of time. See this slide and the next one shows and talks about the solstice and the equinox. So the literal meaning of word solstice means sol means sun, and stis means it's to stand still. So that means that the sun is at a standstill. So it is actually the sun's appears to be standstill, and that is the seasonal movement of sun daily path as we are seeing from the earth. It pauses at a northern or the southern limit for reversing direction. This is what we are going to talk about actually, how because of earth tilt the sun rays are received by the, and this is equinox. Equinox means equal. The word has come from equal. Here on earth at two different points of the year we will have equal hours of day and night. Now this picture is actually to describe revolution of the earth and the formation of season on the earth. Now here this is darker area, that means it is not summers or daytime. This is bright area receiving sunlight, receives more, but the other side, there are two sides, one side is facing earth so that we can see as day, the other side is receiving night. Okay, here it is night, but the other side, this is night area, but the other side will be bright because that is facing the sun. Okay, this part is not facing the sun. Okay, now why is this also happening? Because see this position of the earth also, earth is not always equidistant from the sun. I mean, it's not very clearly shown in this picture because the earth is this path is not round, it is elliptical. So there would be a point when earth is closer to the sun, there would be a point when earth will be away from the sun. Now the areas which are near the poles, they receive less heat as the sun rays of the sun are falling slanting on them. So the North Pole is inclined towards the sun, and the places beyond the Arctic Circle, they experience continuous daylight for about 6 months. And then since a large portion, because over here we are talking about, okay, so this is sun and the sun rays are falling here. Your northern hemisphere is receiving direct sunlight, and this will receive less hour of sunlight, this will receive more hour of sunlight, and because it is receiving more hours of sunlight, so the places which are beyond the Arctic Circle, they are going to experience continuous daylight for about 6 months. And since a large portion of northern hemisphere is getting light from the sun, it is the summer in the region of the north of equator. This is equator. Above these area will have summer season, and the longest day and the shortest night at this place in summer, this occurs on 21st June. Summer for northern hemisphere, and it will be winter for southern hemisphere. Now when it is summer for northern hemisphere, it will be different for them. Now this was north south, again north south. So the north pole is away from the sun and the south pole is closer to the sun. Now which is closer to the sun, they will receive more light, and it is because the northern hemisphere is away from the sun, it will receive less sunlight. Okay, it is opposite. This here north was receiving day, here north is receiving night. June, December. June month here we all know very hot. December, winter for us in northern hemisphere. We are part of northern hemisphere. Okay. Now at the same time, when it is 21st June here, in the northern hemisphere, which is summer, so it will be in the southern hemisphere, the conditions are reversed. It is winter season here, the nights are longer. Okay, and we are showing it actually, but what at 21st June this is happening, and on 21st December this will happen. Okay, the condition will be reversed. The nights are longer for us. We are talking about northern hemisphere only. We are not going in details. What will happen to us because we are part of northern hemisphere. And mind you, whenever all these studies were happening, they all were done by the people who were in northern hemisphere. So we always talk about northern hemisphere. So the nights are longer than the days for us in northern hemisphere, right? We get more like right now at 6 o'clock in the morning, we have day. But over here, when the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun, at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's dark when you come to the school during winters, right? So the nights are longer than the days. So this position of the earth is called winter solstice, when it is winter for northern hemisphere and summer for southern hemisphere. So it is like as the earth sun rays are falling vertically. Now over here the sun rays fall on Tropic of Cancer, and here they fall on Tropic of Capricorn. So here a large portion of southern hemisphere get light, so it is southern hemisphere. Here the days will be longer and shorter nights, and again the same thing will go reverse here. Okay, because when it is day night here, when it is summer season here, it will be opposite for the northern hemisphere. Okay, so this is what we have shown here. Now at this position, neither of the pole is this we talked about the solstice. Now there are two peculiar time again on the earth. One is your 21st September and the other is 21st of March. Over here what happens, this is the night part because this is not facing the sun. The other part of the earth is facing the sun. Here this is facing the sun, the other part is not facing the sun. Now here what happens, on 21st March and 23rd September, the sun rays of the sun, they fall directly on the equator. At this position, neither of the pole is tilted towards the sun, so the whole earth experiences equal day and equal nights. Okay, on 23rd September, over here we have autumn season, so we call it as autumnal equinox, and this is also termed as vernal equinox, the 21st March. When it is over here we have spring season in the northern hemisphere, and over here we have autumn season here. So this was all. I hope you understand it, and please go through it again for better understanding. Thank you.